What?
What's up, guys?
Episode 6 inbound. Welcome to the GTM podcast, episode 6, where we occasionally talk about the things we want to talk about.
Hey
In today's
everybody, it's
episode,
Scarce here.
every fucking episode.
Wait,
At least
I
the past
I
5
have,
episodes. So,
really good news.
what's the
I
news?
just found it out. You can actually make a little DeLorean car out of a gas lighter.
Hey, then what are we
Riveting
waiting for?
stuff, Brian. Riveting stuff.
Why are we having this podcast? Why are we not doing this instead?
Why are we marketing off of this? So
Go ahead.
today's episode is going to be a little like last time's, where it was just kind of like us talking and stuff, because we don't really have much news, especially since we have E3 coming up this fucking weekend. We have a lot of upcoming stuff to look forward to, like Starfield and Nintendo Direct. Get to see some Breath of the Wild 2, hopefully. Get to see, hopefully, a new fighter pass for Smash Bros. Ultimate. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get to see some more stuff on Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, or is it Shining Diamond, Brilliant Pearl?
The
It's
first.
Shining Diamond and Brilliant Pearl, isn't it?
I thought it's the first
No,
one.
it might be Brilliant. Yeah.
I'm now confused. They both sound right.
Yeah, right? Like before, I'm just like, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, they should have that switched. But I guess it does kind of sound a little bit better this way. And
guess it
now
would
I
be a
really don't
Shining
know.
Pearl.
No,
I think
it's
it's
Brilliant
Brilliant.
Diamond.
Yeah,
It's Brilliant Diamond.
because a diamond
Yeah.
is more complex, I would imagine.
Okay. Well, what's everybody else been up to since last time? I'm pretending as if we don't talk every fucking day, so.
I've been working.
Yep, me and Matt are on a summer break. That's pretty fun, right, Matt?
Spring break.
We should go work for an ice cream shop.
No.
Seasonal ice cream shop and eat all the ice cream.
No, because I the last thing I want to do is fucking work on my time off.
Just work around your temptations.
I'm
Just
drinking
taking
through
down
my
malt
temptations.
shakes. Yes.
Yeah.
Me and Yanni have been going to restaurants around town, just trying stuff that I haven't been doing. And we went to a restaurant and tried a painkiller, and ever since I had it, I couldn't get enough of it. I had to go get the shit to make more of it. Yeah,
I think most people should have cheddars. Not most people. Some people should have cheddars in the area. Like I think Texas thing. They have some along the East Coast. It's pretty good. It's like decent price. You get a lot of food. All their drinks are extremely good. Really nice environment. There's no actual theme to it. It's just a scratch kitchen. Everything's made in house.
If you ask me a question and I don't reply, it's because I'm taking a drink. So.
Yep. Nick just made a painkiller for himself.
I'm actually really proud of myself. This is the first time I've ever made my own drink. Usually the drinks are already pre-made, or I'm just drinking straight vodka or like Fireball.
Well,
but
in-game.
What the fuck, Brian? It's not in-game. But this is really good. This is most people like say, "Oh man, I want a margarita." Fuck that. This shit's the tits. All right.
Whoa, in-game.
This is the boobies, if that makes it better.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
What do you want me to say, Brian, huh? What's appropriate for you?
In-game after everything bad you say.
We could say it like the French do. I pop that shit into Google Translate and they go, "Cheese." So I'll just say it like that. If that makes it better. Are we just gonna have a break in silence for like the whole fucking minute? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, probably. So, Google Pixel 6 might come with a gray back.
Why?
That's what I'm seeing. Actually looks pretty cool.
Is it too much to ask for a phone to just be one fucking color all the way around?
Yes.
Why?
We need complicated, shiny backs that are made out of glass. Otherwise, companies will get shat on for cheap phones. Even though a plastic back makes a lot more sense because they can drop the price and it doesn't shatter when you drop it. But
Apple.
people like glass backs in their phones just so they can cover it with a case so it doesn't shatter and you never get to see it
That's something that
until
always
you go to
pisses me
trade
off.
it in the next year.
People
Not
buy
even the
like a
next year. You
phone.
go to trade it in 8 months down the road.
Who the fuck buys a phone that's like $1,000 or so, and they're like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be so fucking clumsy with this thing, drop it and break the screen, and it's not even my fault. Fuck
Yeah, no,
you.
it's Apple's fault. They don't make the screen strong enough.
Even still, like, I'm careful with my shit. I understand what's expensive and what's not. If it's like a $2 pair of sunglasses and it breaks, I'm not gonna shed a tear. But if it's a fucking iPhone or if it's my fucking Galaxy, I'm going to literally shit bricks.
Okay,
It's
but
weird because I've never cracked my 5S screen, my 7S screen, or my 11 screen. I cracked my 3GS to hell. That thing was terrible, but I dropped those bitches a lot.
Same.
So it's like I've never. You had to fucking have piss poor luck, drop it on asphalt, or chuck it down straight down without a fucking case for it to crack.
gotta fall just right with just enough pressure.
So it's like saying that they're not strong. I mean, possibly, but I think these people are either rather unfortunate or they're literally chucking their fucking phone down straight. Like, there's no
Yeah.
fucking way that and you're supposed to have a case, of course, any phone. Hell, my
Yeah.
mom's cracked like 4 Galaxy S5s, or is it S5s?
I've got a couple
5S.
coworkers that don't use cases at all. And I use a case because I don't like seeing a single scratch on my device. That is why I put a case on, because I have OCD. I don't like seeing a single scratch on my device. I have two coworkers that don't have cases on their devices, and while they're not cracked, they are insanely scratched. That's just from the dust and grit that's in everyone's pockets. It's the only reason why I keep a screen protector, and the only reason why I have a case is because I don't want to see a single scratch on my device.
Quick shout out to my dad, real quick, who just knocked on my door and told me not to drink in podcast.
Yeah,
Too late. I'm already breaking that law.
that's fine. Drinking a
Quick shout
podcast is the
out
best
to
thing you can do.
quick shout out to my roommate. He brought me Dino chicken nuggets.
Yo,
Oh
what a
my
boss.
god, he needs a pat in the back.
Yo,
He needs
he's
a
the
hug.
real MVP.
Give you
I
sauce?
would I would hug him, but I haven't showered yet today. I need to.
He give you
Share
sauce?
that. Share the man sweat, Matt. Come on now.
He'll run over and say they have Chick-fil-A sauce.
What was that one thing from Tropic Thunder? Booty sweat.
Yeah, you get yourself some booty sweat.
Never go
Need
full
that booty
retard.
sweat.
You know what?
Um,
I love that movie. That movie's fucking awesome.
Nintendo just pulled an update within hours of it being released. There is no, let's see. Says no reason for the sudden halt has been announced by Nintendo at this stage, although some fans are speculating that the update may have caused unintended errors for those who had downloaded it. If you haven't yet updated your console to version 12.0.3, you no longer have the option to do so. That was from an article on Nintendo Life by Ryan Craddock.
What was wrong with the update?
No idea. There are people speculating what's going on with the update. It says Nintendo's quietly pulled Switch update 12.03 for unknown reasons. That's from Simon Time. That is the top tweet right now. And everyone is not upvoting any specific answer as to what the issue could be. And funny enough, it actually looks like there are tweets being deleted, which might be related to the issue, and Nintendo might not want them to know.
You think they're gonna have the Switch Pro in the Nintendo Direct?
Honestly, I don't know what to expect.
Because there's people saying that it's gonna be there. There's people who are like, oh well, they've already released like the information for the selling stuff on like Amazon or something. And if we get an announced Nintendo Switch Pro, that'd be great. All that I hope doesn't happen is that they make Switch Pro exclusive games.
Right. Well, I feel like I have a 2K monitor, and I know plenty of people that use 4K and just let it upscale on their TVs, and it looks amazing. I mean, it looks gorgeous. So it's not really. I personally don't think it's really going to change much of anything. Especially since the rumors are considering they're going to keep the same 720p screen, and just have an extended battery life. I'm not expecting much from the console.
I'm hoping they
Um,
don't get rid of like the docking and undocking feature because that's actually something I like about the Switch is not always having to have it in
well,
gamepad mode.
it seems like that's what it's going to is, or that's the whole reason for the Pro version is to have true 2K support. It's not even going to be 4K because the 4K still needs to be handled by the television's upscaling. So, even consoles, people say, oh, the PS5 and Xbox One game in true 4K. It's like kind of not the one, but the Series X and the Series S. It's kind of. If that was the case, you could get hardware like insanely cheap and just run it that way, or the companies would be blatantly just losing money on every single console. If you could truly push 4K out of those consoles, um, it's up to your TV to do the upscaling for it. It can support the resolution, but as far as the actual game goes, I mean, the games are just dumbed down to fit, just to run well.
I mean,
You're not
whatever
going to get true
works.
4K out of a console, but regardless, it's still going to look nice. I don't understand this whole fight for 4K. I think it's just more of a meme than anything.
Because I remember telling you, like, I don't like. There's people who like sincerely give a shit about running a game in 4K or running a game in 2K, whereas I could give two fucks if I'm running a game in 2K, 4K, or 1080p. Because as long as I can enjoy the game, that's all I fucking care about.
Right. So
Which, if
if I
if
have a
you're a true
larger
gamer, that's
monitor,
all you should care about. You know.
yeah, if I have a larger monitor, I want it in 2K. 4K is really only feasible once you go above like 39 inches. Once you go over 39 inches, you should be using 4K if you're really using a monitor that's that large. Um, yeah,
Like,
that's
I
pretty
mean,
much it.
I bought a 2K monitor sincerely because I just wanted a nicer big screen to
Right, it's a
differentiate
sharper
from my two
image.
second.
It's less
Yeah.
pixelation. I mean, you sit like a foot away from it, so it's
I also just wanted a
if
bigger screen, honestly.
yeah, because my 30-inch monitor was 1080p. It's not gonna look that great.
Right. I
My
mean, I
text is
honestly,
not gonna look right, and nothing's gonna
I
look right.
I really just didn't care about the game look quality as much as I cared about the overall. Like, I have two, before I got the bigger monitor, I had three 1080p monitors, and it just looked weird on a desk. You know, I wanted something to be bigger so I could, have like, this is my main display and these are my two secondary and tertiary displays.
Right?
Like, Matt's using two monitors and a TV, right?
Yep,
I
that
believe
is
so.
correct. Mm-hmm.
And honestly, that setup isn't bad at all. Like, you have your main TV, and that's like what you would use to like watch something when you're going to sleep, or if you wanted to like watch like a movie on it, or if you want to play a game on it, and just lean back in your chair with a controller. That's another option. As far as
That
that
makes
goes,
it
man,
Yeah,
like
really nice.
I
that's really fun.
definitely think
So
it's comfortable. The only thing is that my bed's on the other side of the room and it's very thin but long, so TV's far away.
right. So now that I'm getting down to the bottom of the glass of this drink, Yanni, it's actually starting to taste like I added a little too much cream of coconut.
Yeah, did you not stir it well?
No, I shook that shit like it was nothing.
Yeah,
It's probably just sank to the bottom because it's denser.
didn't shake it enough.
No, wait, now I got more rum. There it is.
Gotta shake it for like 3 minutes straight.
Dude, my arms were getting no, not my arms were getting tired. It's just that like my hands were freezing to the fucking glass.
Yeah, that's how it works.
We actually have one of those shakers, so it was actually like when they said use a shaker, I was
Super
like, oh, we
easy.
fucking got one of those.
Yeah.
When I'm out of this stuff, then I have to switch over to Fireball. That's gonna hurt.
Right.
I mean, 4th of July is coming up. I have a tradition to keep up with.
Absolutely.
In other news, me and Brian have surpassed the Heisei era in the Godzilla movies. We've completed them all, and we are 2 steps away from finishing the Millennium era. And Brian,
Mhm.
what do you think of the Millennium era so far?
Um, the Millennium era is the worst era, in my opinion.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
Oh, wait, never mind. I'm thinking of a different era. This one's the second worst.
What the fuck? What's wrong with it?
Mecha Godzilla.
What's
And
But
wrong with
how
also,
every
Mechagodzilla?
Godzilla in the era looks different.
and you
And
also
how,
made a statement about the plot point always being regarded to one simplified reasoning.
yeah.
Could you go in deeper into that so I can understand it just a little bit better?
No.
Okay. So what you don't? I remember you telling me you don't like Mechagodzilla because it's like you'd rather them have like a Gundam or something that he fights instead of just a recreation of Godzilla in robot form.
Yeah.
You didn't like how Mechagodzilla like straight up like knocked Godzilla like 30 fucking feet into the air across the city.
And he still lost.
Mechagodzilla didn't. Mechagodzilla did lose, but
Yeah.
he's
That's
still
the
alive.
Spoilers!
fact.
The movie came out in 2003.
Yeah, I've been busy.
But the next movie, Brian, we get
Mhm.
Mothra.
Oh,
So
some Godzilla porn going on.
Mother. Oh wait, I
oh
can't
god.
sing it.
Why?
Cause she'll get copywritten.
I don't
Yeah.
care at this point.
Well, your account will get deleted and you'll lose everything and they won't listen to you. So just be
Yeah.
careful.
I can't really say anything bad to them on their platform, but I will say this. I will say, um, is fucking stupid. They're the worst. You can't just
Oh
delete
no.
somebody's fucking account for no
Nick,
reason.
you've done did it. You done did it.
They're gonna hunt you down now.
Not if I bleep out what I said. Like, I mean,
Oh.
honestly, like deleting somebody's account without really giving them fair warning,
For
to
they deleted my privately posted videos.
not only that, but they deleted your whole fucking account for no, like, what seems to be no reason.
The reason was because I was in Gary's mod with Gage, and we were Osama bin Laden and a terrorist, and it said that I was promoting terrorism and trying to get people to join our gang.
To me, what that sounds like is somebody who really was raised on the idea that their feelings mean everything to everyone really got upset at the fact that you were playing a video game where they were emphasizing that.
Make sure you bleep what Matt said out when you
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to
Aloha
get
snack
banned.
bar.
Oh there you
Aloha snack bar. It's just we're
Yeah.
going to a snack bar in Hawaii, okay?
Mhm.
Whoa there, Hawaii.
Hold up, you can't talk about Hawaii.
Next.
So E3 is coming up this coming weekend. We also have the Battlefield reveal tomorrow, which honestly, I think I've already seen the reveal trailer. So if they show the same thing, I'm gonna be a little upset. I'd like to see some gameplay after the reveal trailer, maybe, but we may have to wait until E3, not E3, EA Play in July in order to see gameplay. But if that's the case, I don't really care as long as I can see gameplay of it. I don't want to just watch like a simple trailer and that's it.
Oh, Nick, I thought of I thought of a name for the channel.
What channel?
Game Grumps, our channel.
We're not
He said to
Game
come up with
Grumps.
names like a month ago.
We are way beyond the naming stage.
Well, is it still open for?
No, we already have a logo and everything.
Game Grumps sounded like a good one though, so that's my pitch.
Yeah, I like that one. We should switch over to that one.
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
I've never heard of that. Never seen it anywhere.
I can't do this with you guys. I can't. I just can't do it.
Do condoms work, Nick?
I would hope so. Unless you have like that one condom that's like the end all be all. This
No.
is the one girl I want to spend the rest of my
Hefty
life
trash
with.
bags.
Condom. Jesus Christ! Remember,
Hefty trash
Meg?
bags are nothing.
Hefty, 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 whippy, whippy, whippy.
Yep.
That's a show that's really fallen from grace now, hasn't it?
Unfortunately.
Jesus
Uses
Christ!
Tupperware.
What the fuck? That reminds me of a joke from Rooster Teeth. They were like, they were like asking questions like, "What website do you think has the most storage in the world?" And one guy jokingly said, "Tupperware."
Wow.
And fucking everyone starts laughing, but the guy who asked the question goes, "It wasn't even that funny."
No, it's gold. That was I was thinking really fast.
Yeah, that was fucking funny. Like, oh,
Kind of space that
so
your head has to be in to think about that.
right. You must be really bored with the conversation.
Right? Like just waiting for a moment to chime in.
So, on to the next thing. I want to ask Brian and Matt and Yanni what their stages are for the Pokemon thing that they're doing. What game you're at, what your current team is, what gym leaders you've recently beaten, yada yada yada.
Still on Ruby, and I'm about to teach my Wingull Shockwave, which is an electric move, so that's kind of cool. Like, how the fuck can you learn this? Who
Okay.
are you?
Yanni, what game are you on?
I just started yellow.
Okay.
I just beat Brock, and I didn't lose it. I never got my town map, so I actually don't even know what city I'm in right now.
I've done that twice.
So I'm just trying to ride it out and remember from the last two games where I roughly need to go. I'm at the SSN right now.
Oh, the ship.
Yep. And the ultimate goal in that ship is to go around, level up as much as you can, fighting all the people on there, and then you go up to the captain's room, rub his back while he's puking, and then he gives you an award, a reward, and you just leave, and then the
It
ship
gives
leaves
you
without you.
the hidden move cut.
Yes.
Okay. Brian, what are you on?
I'm still on White 2.
White
And
2?
yeah.
God
He
damn, you're
skipped
far.
red, blue, yellow, all of them.
Yeah,
So,
I
Oh.
skipped. I'm not doing his challenge.
What's your team right now in white?
A normal flying type. I forgot its name. Freaking Shakalaka. It's a fire type. I forgot its real name. I only nicknamed it Shakalaka. And I can't remember the other ones. Oh yeah, Gamer Kid
Oh my god.
is a electric type.
What a
I think
name.
he's Ella Kid, the actual name. And
Yep. I'm gonna ask, if you know, because we've talked about the more recent Pokemon games before, but really I haven't asked this question to you guys before. But what if you were to make your own Pokemon game? What would it be? You know, would you make it a completely new region? Would you add new Pokemon? What would you make it like? What would you want it to be?
every single Pokemon in there.
Yeah, that is
Like,
that's one thing that needs to be done. When the catchphrase is "gotta catch 'em all," instead of having to buy 2 different copies of the game and relying on people to trade, I feel like, especially in a world where not everyone has internet
or
or
friends.
friends that have
Yeah.
the opposite game, because everyone tends to lean towards one game usually. Um, you should really have the option to catch them all, even if you just shove half of them into a safari. Like, you should have some sort of option at the very least. Trading to level up, I would not do that. Unless you can trade, physically offline and get it back. Um, I haven't played, as far as like the mechanics go, I haven't played the newest ones. The only one I played recently was Let's Go Eevee. That would be the newest one I've played, and yeah, I can't really say much because I need to. The last one I played was Diamond, and that's very similar to everything else before it. Um, so once I get way later and get caught up into the games, like up to Sword and Shield, I think I'll have a lot more to say about it.
I mean, which one are you going for, sword or shield?
Everyone's picking Sword, so I'm probably just gonna pick up Shield.
I mean, once Matt and you get to sword and shield, I'm gonna have to pick up shield since I already have sword and completed sword, so that way I can get the shield Pokemon. I can't remember what his name is.
I'm getting both for the sake of being a completionist,
Right.
but I'm hoping that Sword entertains me for at least a month. Man, all the trainers use potions in Ruby. I had, I thought it was just a gym leader thing. Yeah, they need to take that out.
Right.
That's something that pissed me off when I played Emerald. Was like you'd be fighting somebody and then like you'd be almost there to kill them, but then as you get down to the end, they're like, "Oh, they've used a max potion." So you got to go
It's
all the way
annoying
fucking back
too.
to the beginning.
I hate supersonic and paralysis. I feel like it's just gotten worse in the games, honestly. It's just gotten way worse.
Yeah, early on, Bind and Wrap are the absolute worst moves ever.
Then Gen 1, yeah, they
Uh-huh.
get rid of the effect of you trapping you. It just works as like a like rollout in later games. Or no, I think you could still move, but it just does damage. I don't remember how it works, but it's not as cancerous as Gen 1.
Yeah, you can still do attacks. In Gen 1, it doesn't let you. You're just bound and you get wrecked.
What you're bound to specific things, or
No, it just wraps around you. That's why it's called wrap. The enemy wraps around you and
Mm-hmm. Or Bind. You just get trapped, and so, like, you hit fight so you can select your moves, and it just continues to fight. It doesn't, you never select moves. That option never comes up. As soon as you click fight, you're bound or you're still wrapped because, well, you're getting bound or wrapped again. It's not like a continuous back to back to back thing. It's like per turn, and it disables you, which is a little overkill.
right?
But for first gen Pokemon, um, seems reasonable considering it doesn't have that much more difficulty going for it.
Hmm. I mean, personally, if I were to make a Pokemon game, just my opinion, um,
don't
I
say
would
open world.
I would want open world.
No.
I feel like it separates itself from the linear style. Like, if you have open world and they're just like, you need to go to this village and you need to find a gym leader there, but like along the way, you have like open world mechanics where like there's like a snow area, there's a lava area, there's a grass field, there's a forest. It makes the game more visually not visually appealing, but like more fun in just my opinion. I'm not
Gives
sure
an
if
exploration aspect.
yeah, because like I feel like that was kind of the thing from the show is like you like when you're a new Pokemon trainer, what makes it so interesting is that you get to catch new Pokemon, but you have to explore the world to find these new Pokemon. Whereas in the games, it's really like you're going down a linear set path. And in those paths is where you'll find specific Pokemon. It kind of takes away from the whole you're exploring to find new things.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of what I like about Sword and Shield is it's not all open world, but there are open world segments that have an exploration kind of thing to it, which is also
So
fun.
maybe like I never played Pixelmon, but like Pixelmon, but by Nintendo. Not
Yeah.
driven, not clearly not driven through Minecraft, but in the open
Because it
world
was
aspect of you can kind of just go around and catch Pokemon, level up.
Yeah, what I didn't like about Pixelmon was that you had to make your own Pokeballs, and not only that, it was like, oh, you can catch a level 90 right fucking here.
Right.
And you could catch a level 90 right off the bat, and it's like, that's not fun.
But I feel like there's a lot of potential. It'd be really cool to like go to Oak's lab, see where he gets the Pokeballs from, because I think don't they grow through a tree? And he has to
Yeah,
crack them open specifically, and it'd be really cool. They kind of showed you that process, something a little in depth, just not crazy. Just really give everyone the deep mechanics of how it all works. And you can choose to like learn some more of the science aspects, or you can just simply be a trainer and have a goal of defeating the Elite Four. Be really cool if they mixed up the Elite Four in a way. They had like, you know, I don't know, like elite players on the server or something. You would go against their team.
So
oh yeah, that would be nice if you could set up your own team that's binded by restrictions, like your max level can only be this, you can only have, these set of moves, and it has to be a certain type. Like, that'd be cool.
we have a recommendation in our GTM podcast Discord from Jorno, who wants us to his words specifically. Can you guys discuss League of Legends? If you've never heard of it, it's a MOBA game that has hundreds of champions, and it is a 5v5 sort of game. Yanni replied saying that he's played Dota, but personally, he will try to learn LoL just for that comment. Um, Personally, I'm not really into MOBAs. It's never really been my thing. I feel like if I'm playing a top-down game, I'd want it to be like a dungeon crawler, like Diablo or like Torchlight. Not really into the whole no MOBA scene. I just feel like it's
Also, a very toxic community. It's insanely toxic.
Not to piggyback off you, Nick, but I don't really like MOBAs either. But I will say I did like playing Gnar, but I just went to the bot lane because, why not? And I got like shit on all over for that, and people said I was the reason why they lost. Yet I got the most kills on the team. The
yeah, Yanni.
second most.
Like Yanni
Yep.
said, I mean, toxic fucking communities.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like I don't want to group them together, but to me, like that experience alone, Matt would tell me that it's kind of like the CS:GO community.
I don't like gun games, but I can imagine.
CS:GO
Yeah.
is essentially a MOBA with fucking guns, and there's no fucking minions. It's just player versus player,
If
capturing
it's
objectives.
competitive, it's toxic.
Very much so. Thankfully, for a game like Rocket League, where the competitive mode you don't really get a text chat unless you're playing with PC players. The only toxicness you'll get is just people saying "OMG, OMG, OMG," like spamming the chat with fucking shit all the time. That's about as toxic as it'll get, unless you're playing with PC people who will just riddle the fucking chat with things that are not
Yeah.
PC.
GG.
Talk about getting a ban for a few days.
Or, a couple months.
Yeah. What talking about Rocket League, it pisses me off that like if you lose in the tournaments thing that they have, and you don't want to have to sit through the whole fucking like watching the enemy team do like they're jumping and boosting and shit all over the screen to show that they are the winning team, and you just want to go back to the main menu, that counts as leaving abruptly, and you won't be allowed to play tournaments for 24 hours,
Yep.
even though the
And
match is already concluded.
bans you from tournaments if you leave too early.
Which is fucking retarded. Like leaving early, I get if it's like in the middle of the match or like
Whoa.
before the
Right.
end of the match, like a few seconds. I get that, but like leaving at the "this is the winning team" screen should not count as a fucking ban or as like a "you're not allowed to play because you left early." It's basically saying you left early because you didn't want to watch the enemy team just shit all over you. Fuck, you're banned. No, I'm not gonna sit there and watch the enemy team fucking jump and boost and shit all over the screen because they won to give them satisfaction. If I leave, I don't want to see that shit. But if I stay, I have to. Oh, you're a team player for getting shit all over because you wanted to watch them do that. No, sorry, that's
I mean,
not how I roll.
it's not meant to be like a toxic game,
It's not.
so I can see why it's like that.
I think that leaving at that screen should not count as a leaving the match early thing. Once the game goes past the victory thing and it shows like
I
all the
know
best
because
plays in
you
the game,
can leave when it gets like right to that screen. You can just drop down and leave match. You don't have to watch them.
just fuck me. Like once it says the game is over and you're watching like the highlight reel and whatever, and it's showing like the players for each team. If you leave
Mhm.
during that, that should not count as leaving early.
Right.
Which is
Yeah,
where I left, and it banned me from playing tournaments.
you you might like Yu-Gi-Oh then.
No, not playing fucking Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh,
The only card game I
Hmm.
was ever interested in was fucking Hearthstone because it just was really simple.
you
But
might
then,
like Yu-Gi-Oh then.
God, no. I then again, fucking Hearthstone ruined itself too. Constantly, people just buy card packs, get the best cards, make a good deck, and then again, most of the time people are just better than me, so I don't really have much to say other than I'm not that great at the game. But I enjoyed it because it was just like a card collecting, very simple player versus player card game. It was fun.
That's what
But
Blue Links is. Game.
So, little side note here. A little bit off topic. You can get a Chromebox made by CTL with 64 gigs of RAM and 2 terabytes of storage.
the hell is a Chromebox?
A little desktop mini,
Is it
like a mini
Chromium?
PC. Yeah, it's a Chromebox. Use Chrome OS.
Can I install Windows on it?
How, you can install Windows on anything.
See, that's the only
Is it
thing I
meant
care
to
about
have
is can I.
Windows installed on? No. Did it
So like
run Windows? Yes, but not as easily as you're thinking.
how?
What do you mean?
Like how can it not run Windows with 64 gigs of RAM and 2 terabytes of storage?
It's the way the Chromeboxes are designed and the firmware that's on them.
Why the
It's
fuck even make that? Why even make that?
I don't know.
You fucking just get a
Why would
Chromebook
you need 64 gigs of RAM
at all.
with Chrome OS?
Oh, I was about to say at all. I was about to fucking riddle me this, Batman, with
You know
fucking
why?
Star Citizen, but
Because when you open Chrome, you're going to need to use all that RAM anyways.
that's a fucking Chrome burn right there.
It's actually,
Fuck
the
me.
price is really not bad. I will say this. 64 gigs of RAM. It's a 10th gen i7 and 2 terabytes of storage. It is a Chromebox, which, for all of us is kind of useless. But it's $1,420, $1,400. But it is 64 gigs of RAM and 2 terabytes of storage. That is for $1,400. You don't even get anywhere close to a quarter of those specs in any laptop.
Yeah,
Cool.
I still don't think I need that.
No, I don't know what the purpose is for having a
I
64 gig of RAM Chromebox.
fuck, you open Chrome in general, and you're gonna use like 8,000 gigs of fucking RAM just because you open fucking Chrome.
Yeah.
they need to really fucking work on that.
And I'm actually just scrolling through trying to find a reason as to why people would need this, and I can't find a reason.
For your grandma who needs to browse Pinterest at lightning speeds.
Right. And all the comments in the article are just saying that it would be awesome with Windows 10 on it.
Exactly, because people
But everyone is actually saying just get an Intel NUC. Which if you don't know what an Intel NUC is, it's NUC. It is it's a small Intel box that runs Windows.
remember
Um,
I was telling you like I wanted to pick up one of those Intel PCs that plug right into the HDMI port on a TV and it runs like a fucking actual computer.
NUC.
That's what it is?
It's a little box.
No, I'm talking like it looks like a fucking what do you
Thick?
call it? Like it looks like a Fire TV stick.
Yeah,
The
those are even
Nokia.
smaller.
The NUC is smaller?
No,
Oh.
that's yeah, the compute stick.
Yeah, like I would totally have one of those for just like I want to watch YouTube on my TV, but I wouldn't fucking try to do anything besides that.
Well, see, you can achieve that with something even cheaper. They have Android sticks.
Android
Yeah.
sticks.
Yep. And then Bluetooth
Nokia.
on them. Hook up a mouse and keyboard with Bluetooth. The cheapest one you can get. Usually the little combo one that has a trackpad built in. That's what my brother used to use. Could load Kodi on it and watch all the movies you could possibly want.
Yeah, that's a thing that I forgot all about was fucking Cody.
Yep.
That's a really old one.
The
I haven't
the
used.
unskinned version of every platform that's out there. Roku, Fire TV, TiVo,
I can't
Chromecast.
remember the last time I used Cody. Holy shit!
Yeah, I found out it was still installed on my Galaxy. Of course, it wouldn't launch, but it's pretty
That was
funny to see it still installed.
there was a guy at my old job. I think I told you about him, Yanni. Uh, he was the cool guy that I used to work with. That's
Right.
really all I can say. But he came over with his Galaxy whatever at the time, and he was like, "Yeah, I've been watching this movie on my phone." I'm like, "Really? Well, what movie?" He goes, "Well, it's a insert movie title here." I was like, "Oh wow, what streaming service has that?" He goes, "Oh, I'm not using a streaming service. I'm using Kodi." I'm like, "You have Kodi on your phone?" He goes, "Yeah," and he showed me Kodi. It looked all fancy and shit, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
"How did you get Kodi to look like that?" He goes, "Dude, I'll show you right now. I'll send you a link to the skinning sites, everything for Kodi." I'm like,
Yep.
"Please do." It looked amazing.
Yeah, you could skin it right up. Anyway, that's phenomenal.
And this was like after I've already heard of Kodi. I had it on a Fire TV stick. I had it on my phone. Had it on my PC. Fucking
Yep.
everything.
Yeah, it made sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's why would you not want Kodi? I mean, honestly, if you have like a
Yeah.
Fire TV stick, just get Kodi. I mean,
Just get.
just buy a house.
My thing is, there's too many subscriptions. I'd be more
It's
inclined to buy into a subscription had they actually put everything together into one package, because now I'm essentially paying as much as anyone would for cable with all these
not only
subscriptions.
that, but like with these subscriptions, you're not even getting the guarantee that the shows or the movies on there will stay.
Yeah, that's the worst thing.
It's like, I love The Office. Like that's a show I've watched like 6 or 7 times because it's a really good show in my opinion. But it left Netflix and went on to some other fucking really stupid, shitty streaming platform that there's no way in hell I'm fucking paying for to watch The Office
Right.
because I would literally have another subscription just for the fucking Office. Thankfully, Netflix has held on to Breaking Bad and some other shows that I really liked.
Yeah,
Which brings me
honestly,
to my other point. I really hope they make Black Mirror season 4 or 5.
I drew the line at Adult Swim having their own subscription.
Yeah, that's dumb.
That's where I stopped.
Yeah,
Adult
I mean,
Swim
like
and Disney.
Disney Plus though has like Discovery and
They could have just paid
Marvel.
it out to any other company.
They could have, but Disney wants to rule the fucking world, so
Yep. So
If,
when
if
they
Disney
split it up to so
buys,
many, that just feel like that just encourages torrenting,
there is a
torrenting and everything else.
there is a reason that I'm gonna probably get my Disney Plus subscription back here soon, because Disney Plus is getting all of the Sony movies on there.
Loki.
That's gonna be pretty cool.
So we're getting the original Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. We're getting the Fantastic
Loki.
Four, I think. Can't remember. I'm not looking forward to Loki. I'm sorry, but I'm not. It's not a it
He's
doesn't
high
look
key
good.
not looking forward to Loki.
It's shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but low-key though, Loki is pretty low-key.
My God, stop talking. I don't. Watching the trailer, everybody was shitting their pants over. I'm like, this looks boring. I don't think, like, I personally don't think it's gonna be that great. I mean, I'll watch the first episode, but it better fucking grab me hard in that episode, because if it doesn't, I'm not gonna watch any more of it. It's kind of like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like, the first episode was good, the second episode was the third episode was okay, and then the fourth episode I just gave up. And then I watched the last episode because I wanted to skip over every fucking thing that happened. I just went straight to the end so I could see what the whole thing was about.
Hey Nick,
Yeah.
why is Dark Souls grass so loud?
What?
Brass.
Yeah, everybody always talks about how the grass in Dark Souls is like one of the loudest things in the entire world. I
This is
kid you
something I'm
not.
not familiar with.
Ah, that's
I
why I'm
don't.
asking Nick.
I don't have a vivid memory of the grass being loud, in my opinion. But
Hmm. Oh, okay.
really, the only problems I had with Dark Souls were fucking the boss fights. But even then, like, they're great boss fights. They're fun, but I mean, they get really. You get angry a lot. I broke my hand playing fucking Dark Souls 3, so.
Yes,
So I got
as he
so
should.
fucking. I got so mad I fucking punched the side of my couch. I thought I was gonna punch the fluffy part, but instead I punched like a stud in the couch.
Yep.
That was a moment of realization right there. Like 30 seconds after that, I was like, that was a fucking stupid idea.
You know what we haven't gotten in a very long time?
What's that?
A Windows upgrade.
We talked about this last time. Is Windows 11 even a thing?
I did talk about it last time, and Windows 11 is a thing.
Is it confirmed?
September to December. Because
when it's coming
there
out,
was going to
or-
be Windows 10 X, which is essentially going to be Windows 10 Lite to run on smaller, way weaker devices. Because honestly, it runs like trash on netbooks right now.
Like Surfaces and shit? Or...
Which is why, well, no, like netbooks, like, I mean, netbooks, they're like Chromebooks, like 32 gigs of storage. Surfaces are all computers. Surface Pro, Surface Book, Surface Laptop, they all have, i3s and up, and they're all full-fledged computers, tons of storage, decent amount of RAM. Netbooks are usually, 2 to 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, until Atom or Celeron processors, like lowest of the low. And honestly, I don't even know why they make them like that anymore, because you can get so much more for that price. And honestly, if you're using a netbook, I feel like most people can get away with whatever they're doing with an iPad. It's going to last a lot longer, and people will be much happier.
Like, I mean, if I had all the money in the world, I'd buy one of those iPad Pros with the keyboard thing with it.
I wouldn't need a Pro. I would use a regular one, and even then, I really have no purpose for it other than maybe playing some games. But they shelved Windows 10 X. They're no longer working on it in particular. It was supposed to be released right around this time. And just the beginning of this year, they shelved it. So they kind of put it away, and they're pushing all those resources and everything they learned from Windows 10X um, to the next version of Windows, which everyone's just saying Windows 11, and I feel like it's going to be. I don't know what they're going to call it. They're probably going to call it just Windows and give it a version number.
So, do you think that it's gonna like this one will be like a Windows version will be less resource intensive or anything like that?
What's that?
Like, do you think this version of Windows that they're gonna be pushing out is gonna be less resource intensive?
I'd imagine so, considering that was their focus on Windows 10X. I think they figured out they can do that and run executables. That's really the only thing Windows has going for it. It definitely hugs a lot of resources. They could do much better.
Listen, once Linux fucking has like the ability to run executables 100%, I might make the switch.
Yeah, executable support would be nice, but
If
it
that
would
ever
have to be
happens,
every developer on board too. Honestly, if Steam developers just open up more support for Linux, which they're doing to SteamOS, if it runs with SteamOS, 99% of the time that means it should be running on Linux anyways. Then that'd be great because you can kind of just bounce over Linux. You can use a Discord web app and just call it done.
right?
The biggest problem would be games like Origin, Epic Games, anything like that, BattleNet.
Or just regular applications.
Because executables, I don't think are going to be coming to Linux because it's a compromise to their file system. It's got to be everyone else needs to work around Linux. But just like anything else, you get big on Linux, people start making malware for Linux, and you pretty much end up in the same hole. So everyone's whole thing of viruses is usually just malware. People ask us, "Oh, what kind of antivirus should I use?" Like nothing. You have Windows Defender, which gets your heuristics and has a definitions database for actual viruses. But, like 98% of people's problems is just malware. They just download crap from the internet they don't need, and it messes up their computer. In which case, no, we're not sponsored by them, and we're probably never going to be sponsored by them because they're a selfish company. But Malwarebytes makes solid software, and should be the only thing you ever get on a computer.
Every
Unless you're
device,
legitimately hunting for viruses. I mean, you've really got to
every
be somewhere you really shouldn't be if you get a virus on your computer.
every device where I work has Malwarebytes installed onto it, except for Chromebooks, obviously. But
Yeah.
every single Windows device inside the place that I work has Malwarebytes installed, so that way, if something were to happen, we just run a Malwarebytes scan.
It's malware. I mean, that is, you download My Speedy PC or, Speedy Fixer Upper or something really stupidly named. And while it does, it actually may do some of the things that it says it does, it doesn't do it very well. And so Malwarebytes will go through and get rid of it. Also, when you download like crap extensions to Chrome or really any internet browser, toolbars, that's what MBAM is there for. Is we call it MBAM. It's Malwarebytes anti-malware. So, yeah, people don't get viruses; they get malware.
I mean,
That
when
is
the
always the
teacher,
issue.
when the person who has given me every single problem I've ever had this year at my job, you know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
That she has just been a problem every fucking time I've had to go in there and she was there. It just gave me a problem. So she came to me one day and she's like, "So there's a pop up in the bottom of my computer and I don't know what to do." And I said, "Well, what is a pop up?" She goes, "I don't know. Can you just come look at it?"
Yeah, you gotta love that when people just can't read it for you.
Yeah. So I go all the way down to her office and I say, "All right, where is it?" She goes, "It's not here right now, but it was there." So then I I want to look at her and say, well, if I don't see a problem, then there's not a problem.
Right.
Because if I see a problem, then yeah, I'll do my best to fix it. But if I don't fucking see a problem, bye.
Right.
Because there's nothing I can do. You can tell me all the live long day that like something's wrong with my fucking computer, it's slow. If I go and open up an application and try and do some stuff on it and it's working fine, your fucking brain is slow. There's nothing for me to fix. So what I did was I
That's
was
IT
like,
support for you.
I said, what did the icon for the pop-up look like? She goes, it had like the shape of like an M. I was like, all right, that sounds like maybe Malwarebytes pop up saying, hey, you need to run this or something.
Right.
Or that they recently ran a scan. So she's like, I don't like that pop-up. It tells me that maybe I did something wrong. Can you like look for something that might be wrong? And I'm like, bitch, I'm not gonna fucking sit here, go through your entire computer, try and find one malicious thing.
Right.
So I was like,
And
here's
it's
what I
not even
will
gonna
do.
be like obvious. It's not. There's nothing wrong with it.
So I said, here's what I will do. I will run a Malwarebytes scan so that way you feel safe sleeping at night. Ran the whole fucking thing and didn't find anything. I was like, oh well, it's fixed itself.
Yep. There you go. Just tell them it's fixed and leave.
Yeah, because the last thing I want to do is tell her, well, I couldn't find anything, and then she starts to panic thinking that she did something wrong, which, to be honest, she did everything wrong, so... We have, like, a specific way to save things, where, like, you have to save everything to a specific drive, which is on the network, right? So that way, like, something fucking happens to your computer, right? Like, let's say you drop it in the toilet because you're a fucking imbecile. And you lose all your files on the C drive. Well, there's a reason why they have this network drive, so that way you can put everything on there, so that if your computer dies, log on to another one, look at that, everything's right there.
By the way, this is every single company, every government body. You back up your drive to their network. You don't even you don't even back it up. I mean, you save your files to the network drive
Right.
because you should only be accessing it on their network.
Once you
That is how
save
it
a
should
file,
work.
if you save a file to a specific drive, and every time you try to download, or if every time you try to save something, and it's the exact same file type, it'll bring up that last place that you stored the same type of file in. So if you saved it to
Yes.
the like, let's say you saved it to your Z drive, then every time you save that specific type of file type, it'll ask you where you want to save it. It'll put it directly into the Z drive because it's the
And you
last
can
place you stored
download
a
a
file like
copy.
that.
Yeah, you can download a copy if you have to work offline, and then when you come back in, you just overwrite it.
But even then,
It's not
you have
hard.
fucking Google Drive,
Yep.
so you always have access to this shit no matter what.
Gotta end the episode here.
I think
Yeah,
we have
3-hour
been,
episode.
3 hours,
We're
going
breaking
24
records
hours.
here.
All right, well, I mean, I feel like we've kind of rambled for a while. We have to take some notes tomorrow for the Battlefield reveal, so
Yeah.
we'll have some information next episode on the Battlefield reveal. We'll also talk about the Nintendo Direct stuff that happened on Friday, all in next episode. So we will see you guys in the next episode. Please go ahead and go over to our GTM podcast website where you can see an About Us section and read up about our reasonings for wanting to do something like this and our individual what would you say? We just basically the things we're more proficient in than others. You can also go to our GTM cruise section where you can see a description of each and every one of us. You can go over to our guest page where you can see every guest that's been on the podcast recently. And then you can check out our GTM podcast episodes section where you can see every episode that we've uploaded recently. Thanks for listening. Any final thoughts, anyone?
Okay,
No.
everybody, it's scarce gone.
Great. And we'll see you next time.